Hello, Anjani here. Welcome to a new view of my creative space. I haven't made a video in a couple of weeks, and here I am to talk to you today about something very important that has to do with making decisions and choices and being in integrity with yourself and with whoever it is that you're in relationship with, whoever or whatever you're in relationship with. So being in integrity means staying in your center and being able to be open to receiving the people and understanding what they're going through, but also really staying in your own core, in your own center. So when we're making decisions from this place of our own natural alignment to whatever you perceive to be above and whatever you perceive to be below, just imagining a plumb line running through your body. And when you inhale, that energy from above enters in through the crown, and the energy from the earth below enters in through the sacrum, running that energy through your body on the inhales. And then when you exhale, just letting your body soften, let that energy move and spin and circulate in your body. And coming to this place before you do anything, before you talk, before you eat, while you're talking, while you're eating, coming back to this place. So, what's inspired this is a question that somebody asked me, and the question was very something that happens all the time. So, she has to make a decision, and all the options seem horrible. None of them seem good. And we've all had this happen in our lives. So I was just in a hot bath, soaking, and I've been kind of doing that a lot lately. Just, salt is very grounding. So getting back into my body, and this hit me, and I had to just jump up and throw something on, and I really needed to do that. But there's this choice. Well, like, do I stay in the bath? Do I get up, come back to the center? And up it is. So the decision making process is really better when you're able to unite your mind with your physical body, getting to know the inner sensations. So being in touch with the senses, this is what it means to be sensual, being in touch with the senses. What is my body asking me for? Being in touch with your intellectual function, because a lot of times in the mind, there is programming. And this programming, pretty much, I think it's 95% of our life is spent running programs. That leaves about 5% of your mental functioning for an authentic experience in the world. So when you're going to make a decision, so I'm actually in a situation right now myself where I'm sort of, torn, because I want to remain open, be open to receiving people, be open to relationships. And I've been single for a really long time. So I want to be open to experience and relate with somebody deeply. But at the same time, I can feel my body just sort of clenching down and closing down. And my mind is like, no, 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 don't do it. Just, have a relationship with your kids, have a relationship with your dog. Focus on that. Stay away from anything that has to do with intimacy and, the relationship with my kids and dog and things in my life. I consider those to be intimate relationships. But what I'm talking about, and using the word wrongly, intimacy, I'm talking about relating to a partner. So in my mind and in my body, I feel all these things happening. So what do? Come back to the center. Come back to the center, strengthening the energy body, which strengthening the energy body means paying attention to what you're listening to, paying attention to your environment. So I redid my altar, I've cleaned, paying attention to the signals that I'm getting, and strengthening my energy body, eating food that's nutritious, drinking a lot of water, getting rest, taking 2-hour Epsom salt baths sometimes. I've been taking a lot of baths with mineral salts and essential oils and apple cider vinegar and candles and really romancing myself and staying present with myself. And then there's no real choice to be made. That is the choice. I'm choosing to stay in alignment with my core. I'm choosing to be in integrity with what is inside of me. So then from this place, I'm more in the moment. So when something comes up, I'm able to respond to that instead of just kind of spinning my thoughts. And something that people often do is write the pros and cons list. So here you're going fully into intellect and what's the pros, what's the cons. And I'm not saying that this is a bad idea. It's been helpful for me in times. I did it a lot when I was in the military. I was very much using the part of my mind that wants to make things logical and have things make sense. But actually, the real intimacy with reality does not always make sense. It's not always logical. So you have to learn to listen to your physical body. Set aside time for you to romance yourself. Give yourself baths. Take yourself out for dinners and for walks and, really enjoy your physical body. And then when it comes time to make that decision, you will know where to go within yourself to get the question answered. So take a little bit less of the time that you're doing spinning thoughts, spinning ideas and concepts, and something that came up during this last little 2 or 3 week period where I've been sort of struggling with my emotional things. I got triggered so hard, and it's unusual for me to have this much sort of inner turmoil where I'm just like, what's going on? But being able to take the time to soften into your physical body and let the mental chatter dissipate, because all that chatter is your program. So what I did was write for, while that chatter was happening, I wrote it out, and then I can read my program and I can see what that mental program is. And then I decide, is this true? Is this actually helping me get to where I want, or is this keeping me stuck in this ideology of what I have been in my past and what is programmed into me? So then once you get that part down, if you just write what you're spinning in your mind, and then you can have a look at it and see it like more objectively instead of having it just spinning. Because and that's the thing that came up, is that when there's feelings coming up, energy moving in the body, so you have an emotion, energy moving in the body, you're feeling it, you're feeling that energy move, and then your mind starts to tell a story about what you're feeling. But what your mind is telling is a story from the past, because the energy moving in your body does not necessarily relate or mean what you think it does, or what this the storyline that's being told in your mind. They don't always go together, and oftentimes they don't go together. So when I was pregnant, this is something that it's an analogy. So when I was pregnant with Kailash, my 5-year-old, I was a vegan. I wasn't eating meat. I was using honey and ghee, so I won't call that full vegan. But the first pregnancies that I've had were, I had more options in my eating because I hadn't gone so hardcore. Whereas with Kailash, I was fully hardcore, I won't even really call it hardcore as much as like I was not eating meat. I wasn't eating any animal products. And when I felt this certain feeling that I needed sustenance and I needed that grounding sensation that meat would do, meat would kind of pull you down and give you that weighted sensation, I would eat cheese and I would eat eggs. And so those were things that I don't normally eat, and at that time wasn't eating at all, but I ate them because in my mind I was like, well, I know that these things give me that grounded sensation. So instead of just doing what I teach people to do in nutrition counseling, which is go into the grocery store, get into your center, and allow your body to guide you to what would be good for it. And this technique would have been better for me because the eggs and the cheese weren't good for me. And it didn't do, it's fine. I'm not dwelling on that, but it wasn't the best choice for me at that particular time. And, allowing yourself to be moved. So letting that energy move you instead of just thinking about what that energy means, instead of thinking and trying to decide something about the energy, because that energy is very feminine in nature and it's not meant to be made into a list or be logically sorted out. It's meant to be felt. So, I hope this video has been helpful. I'm going to go get back in my bath now. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave any comments, ask any questions. This is something that I am a student. I'm also learning. I feel very much like a brand new baby. I just released a workbook that I'm putting together as part of a bigger book that I'm writing. The workbook is called The Alchemy of Intimacy. And as soon as I release that out into the world, a whole bunch of things happened. A whole bunch of things are continuing to happen and move and change me. And I'm doing my best just to be open to receive and allow what's happening to have its way with me, letting life have its way with me. And I am really humbled right now. So please ask any questions. Let's talk. Let's move and create together. So thank you, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.